Podcasting from a secret location deep inside the political colossus. This is Radio Free GOP, the voice of the Republican resistance.
Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich. Let me tell you, I'm a really smart guy.
What's your name again? John Miller. And you work with government? Yes, that's correct.
Oh my God, they've got a madman on their hands.
We will have no truce nor parley with you or the grisly gang who work your wicked will. You do your worst, and we will do our best.
We've come to a turning point, a moment for hard decisions. If not us, who? And if not now, when?
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls.
This is Radio Free GOP with your host, Mike Murphy.
Yes, it is me. Thank you for clicking. And this is it. This is the inaugural short teaser promo for the new Radio Free GOP podcast. We are coming soon, less than 2 weeks. We're going to start broadcasting the truth of the Republican resistance from a secret location not far from the center of the political colossus. Now, what are we really doing here? What's the plan other than clearly we like to do promo audio production? It's pretty simple. My slogan this year, crazy times demand a crazy president. And we have two delicious, if depressing, flavors of crazy. We have the talons at the throat, maniacal pursuit of power, Hillary Rodham Clinton crazy. And we have the ludicrous, glow-in-the-dark, con man, orange-haired Donald Trump extra large portion of crazy. So I'll be your Sherpa. I'll be your guide. I've been in national politics for nearly 30 years. I know how it works, and I want to bring you some analysis and insight, a little ranting and raving perhaps, from inside the political machinery to tell you what's really going on, what it really means, what the impact could be on other races, the Senate, the House. We're going to have the full smorgasbord here of political commentary and insight, but I'll make you a promise. We're going to move quick. This thing is going to be 30 to 35 minutes a week. We're not going to try to take over your life, and we're going to make it interesting and fun. There's a lot of natural comedy in this. We're not going to be afraid to point it out. Now, after I'm done with my ranting and raving and analysis, just when you're probably reaching for the fast forward button, here's the good news. We're going to have some interviews, really conversations with people who fit our criteria of who ought to be on the podcast. What is it? Pretty simple. They got to know something about politics. They've got to have been on the inside for real. So you're going to hear from operatives, some you've heard of, some you haven't, but people who really know the score in both parties. We're going to let a few slippery reporters come in here and talk to you about how the media really works. We're giving them plenty of time to get their orders from Moscow before they show up, and we'll have a disclaimer. And some of my favorite people, those who have had the guts to put their name on a ballot and run for office. So it'll be a mix of professionals, operatives, candidates, and it'll be entertaining and interesting. I guarantee you it'll give you a point of view from inside the machinery, how it really works. And we're going to have special editions live-ish from both conventions. We'll have a special tear gas edition from the Republican convention in Cleveland and a World Socialism edition from the Democratic convention / coronation in Philadelphia. And we're going to have a lot of fun because, as I said, the natural comedy of this is hard to ignore. We're going to be reading some angry tweets that we may get at Radio Free GOP, our Twitter handle, or our website, radiofreegop.com, or our Facebook page on the worldwide interweb, which is also, you guessed it, Radio Free GOP. So that's the plan. You can keep up with our progress as we count down to the launch here at radiofreegop.com, or again, our Twitter handle at radiofreegop, or my own constantly irritating Twitter feed at Murphy Mike. And I'll make a final prediction. Our number one guest for our first interview is somebody you've heard of, somebody pretty famous and somebody who knows a lot about politics. So I'm not going to announce the mystery guest yet, but it's a headline name, and I think it'll be a great way to kick off this little caper we're going to try. We have two things we'd like to ask you to do, or at least consider doing. One, share the news with your friends. Send them a link to this. Let them know what we're doing. Tell them to give it a try. And second, give us your opinions. My producer, Baron Von Fox, and I are very interested in what you would want in a political Inside Dope podcast, what you think our focus ought to be. Guest ideas, comments, insults, anything you think might be useful or just merely abusive. You can go ahead and contact us, either posting on our Radio Free GOP Facebook page. You can email us at comment@radiofreegop.com. Baron Fox will read everything. He'll pass them on to me, and we're going to read some on the air. And then finally, we're going to do a little commerce. We have reached out to the slave labor factories deep in the interior of China, where the happy comrades have been busy for years spot welding together the glow-in-the-dark polyurethane Donald Trump designer tie collection. Unfortunately, we can't get anybody to call us back. My theory is they've opened a for-profit diploma mill fake university, but I can't prove that. So we're going to go for the quality American-made merch, and we're working that out now, including our protest logo, the Republican logo, the Jack Frost logo, named after the iconic graphic art genius who designed it way back when, famous for many corporate logos. Anyway, to give you the backstory, way back when the Republican Party hit the iceberg we all remember as Watergate, the party went to a famous, iconic graphic designer, Jack Frost, to design a new logo for the party. Therein came the RNC elephant. Now, it's been faded out a few years ago, but it's a pretty good iconic logo. And our symbol, well, we stole the Jack Frost elephant, but we are hanging it upside down, the international symbol of distress, because a lot of what the discussion around here will be is how do we rebuild the party so conservatives can win general elections and use our policy to reform America. That's the noble cause here. We'll talk about that. In the meantime, during this bumpy year, our logo is the Republican Jack Frost elephant in distress. And you're going to be able to get a cool t-shirt with that too, made by quality American workers. Or send one to Trump for free. Maybe he'll tweet about it. Oh, wait a minute. I know that sound. It's the thought police. They're getting closer. It is time to shut down and move to a new location. So until 2 weeks from now, when our inaugural podcast will launch of Radio Free GOP, this is Mike Murphy. And remember, victory will be ours.
It's number one for rumors and fun. It's Resistance Podcasting, Radio Free GOP.